Hi there, this is Rajat here from StartupFrat, and today we are going to talk about marketing footprint. Okay, marketing footprint. And what I'm going to talk about is a lot of different comments and outreach I receive on my email and all of that. And usually when I say, hey man, it's becoming easier and easier to market your business. Even if you're a small business owner, you can market like a big brand and all of that. A lot of people have started thinking maybe that by easier I mean you'll be able to do sitting in your little cubby hole and not spending on your marketing, or you'll be able to do it for free. So two big mistakes that the average business owner is making, if you're in this community, two big mistakes that people are making is, first, let me just take a look at my notes. Okay, first of all, that we are the lowest cost provider. Yeah, we actually provide the cheapest products in our space. And the second is, till now I have only got business through word of mouth marketing. Okay, word of mouth. Okay, and very proudly, we are the cheapest provider in our space. And well, how have we been selling so far? Well, all of our business till now has come from word of mouth. Yeah, it's come from word of mouth. Big mistake. I'll run the numbers for you. I'll give you the math. But before that, let me outline, if you're a business owner or a wannabe business owner or corporate professional who wants to get into business, and you want to be the cheapest provider, the default, the people that the provider that people default, customers can basically default to. We'll run the numbers and see if that's a good idea. But long story short, everybody does business for one reason and one reason only, and that is total net profit in terms of dollars or rupees per year. Total net profit in terms of rupees per year. Okay, total net profit in terms of rupees per year. Your only goal as a business owner is to expand that figure, which is total net profit, which is total number of rupees per year or dollars per year. Okay, quick reference to notes. Now, the way most businesses are structured in India is that the product cost, which is how much money it takes to produce your product, let us say 70 rupees, and let us say the margin that you charge on top of it, which is your profit is, let's say 30 rupees, and then the MRP, which is what you charge the customer, is, let us say 100 rupees, right? So 70 plus 30 equals 100. 70 plus 30 equals 100. We don't do any marketing because word of mouth reference, we are so good, we are so nice, and we try to keep it cheapest for the customer. All our marketing comes from word of mouth. Okay, now you're going to get killed in the market, because when I say it's becoming easier and easier to become a business owner, that means that does not mean it's becoming easier and easier to set up shop and just get into business and make all the money, etc. If you want to collect a net profit of total of, let's say, ranging from 10 to 20 lakh rupees per year, every single day that you don't get the word out to your customers or potential customers as far as possible, as far out and as deep into your market as possible, every single day that you lose not getting the word out to your customers, somebody else who's starting a new business, who could be smaller than you or whatever, is able to capture those customers away from you. Okay, capture those customers away from you. So let me give you a scenario. Okay, let me give you a scenario. What is the scenario? Let us say, so you now have zero marketing cost. Let us say I add marketing to it. Okay, marketing 0 plus 70. Okay, let us say in a scenario you do 70 rupees per piece of marketing. Okay, and you add 70 rupees per piece of product. Okay, and you sell your product at a 60 rupee markup, which means the total MRP to the customer is 200 rupees. Okay, the total MRP to the customer is 200 rupees. Because of this marketing, let us say instead of selling 10 pieces a month, you are able to sell 20 pieces a month, right? Okay, so over here your total net profit is 100 into 30 is about 10 into 30 is about 300 rupees. 300. Okay, 300. Over here, because of marketing, you're able to get to more customers, probably have double the customer base, etc. You are able to do 16 to 10 equals 600 rupees. 16 to 20, 1200 rupees. 20 pieces, 1200 rupees. Okay, the total net profit by investing into your marketing, why I'm using the same figure, 70 plus 70, if the cost of getting your product out, shipped and in the hands of your customers 70, you need to add approximately another 70 to the marketing, another 70 to the marketing, you need to add another 70 to the marketing, and you will easily quadruple your current net profit in terms of rupees per month or rupees per year. Okay, now you may say, why should I charge my customers more when I don't want to? Okay, and all of this marketing cost is paid for the customer. Yes, my friend, when you buy a 20 rupee Coca-Cola that was made for 1.2 rupees, essentially the 19 rupees is going to some sports celebrity or some whatever, that marketing, the whole marketing engine which they have, which is the free refrigerator they give to your kirana wala in order to store the Coke, and you know, the money that they pay to celebrities and things like that. Okay, so the customer definitely pays for all the marketing. Everything you buy as a consumer, okay, you paid marketing dollars to the company. So if you have even the nicest of brands and all of that you buy, soap, shampoo, whatever the hell it is, okay, you basically, there is 30 to 40%, probably 60% of the price that you paid was marketing cost. Okay, now how does that end for the customer? You know, why should I do that to the customer? You know, it's unfair to the customer, etc. My friend, okay, you will be able to supply the customer for long periods of time and provide this value for long periods of time and improve the value that you're providing to the customer over long periods of time, thus having a much bigger footprint on this planet, which is value to the customer, if you survive for 10 years and constantly grow this footprint. Okay, think Apple versus Nokia. Nokia was providing great value to the customers, very cheap, etc., etc., but after a certain point, a Nokia was useless for the average consumer. Okay, when Apple came in, it was at an average 4 to 6 times more expensive than a Nokia. Yeah, but the value that they've provided since then is so immense that today an Apple customer, a regular Apple customer, cannot live without Apple, because that device does so much more for the customer, okay, than a regular Nokia. Today, if you were given a Nokia phone for 4,000 rupees, it would be 4,000 rupees down the tube. It would be a waste of your 4,000 rupees. But if you buy a OnePlus for 30,000 rupees, which is 10 times that price, or an Apple for 80,000 rupees, which is 20 to 30 times the price, the value that that little device provides you today, okay, makes a huge change in your life. Okay, Steve Jobs changed the world and all of that stuff, right? So don't think in terms of lowering the price. Think about increasing the value, not lowering a price, increasing the value. If people love you and like you and you fail to survive, for the next 5 years, you would have done a great disservice to the customer and to the market. You would have done a great disservice to the customer and to the market. Think about all the beautiful little Indian brands that used to be there 20 years back when we were in childhood, and they just failed to sustain. Okay, they just failed. They had better products, they had everything, they just failed to sustain. They plain failed to sustain, and they're not there anymore. And all of that has been taken away by these global MNCs and all. It's not a problem of global MNCs that they're doing. Nobody is coming by force to India and shoving their stuff down your throat. It is just that they have better marketing, they have better distribution, they can get their product down to the exact last person on this planet that has no access to anything else. Think Pepsi and Coke, right? Even you go to the smallest village, they will supply the kirana wala with a free fridge and enable them to supply you with the Coke and Pepsi or whatever. And you know, the last person on this planet who probably doesn't have connectivity, doesn't have good roads, doesn't have anything, Coke makes sure that product really reaches the absolute last person, in the country and on the planet as well, right? So they are able to utilize all these marketing dollars to make sure that they are able to impact more people for longer periods of time, which is the definition, my friend, of customer value. You will, over a period of time with this model, reduce the overall price for the customer because of something called batch processing. Okay, the principle of batch processing. Study this principle as much as you can, because this, my friend, the 8th biggest wonder of the world is compound interest, then the 9th biggest wonder of the world is batch processing. Okay, I learned this from my customers back in 2007-8 when I was consulting manufacturing companies in Pimpri Chinchwad who were essentially making auto parts and things like that. And if they got a big order, you know what they would do? They would run 3 shifts a day. The factory would be running 24/7, 365. And why not? Because the factory, 60% of the cost was infrastructure cost. Okay, 20%, 30% of the cost, which is this cost. Okay, out of this 70 rupees, 30% of the cost was raw material cost. Okay, and labor cost was, let's say, 10% of labor. Okay, so if they ran 3 shifts instead of one, let us say their overall cost of getting the product out was not 70, in this case 100. Then if they ran 3 shifts, only this thing would triple, but this thing would remain the same. The infra is the same, right? So you are talking about 3 pieces instead of 1 piece coming for 60 plus 90 plus 30, which is 180 divided by 3 equals 60. So the total price of the product to get it into the hands of the customer is not 100 anymore, but 60. You just reduced the price to the customer simply by tripling your production. How do you triple your production? You just market more, man. You'll get more orders. You can triple your production, right? So you need to understand this, because if you're not investing in your marketing, you're wasting your time and you will be out of business, guaranteed. Okay, you're not, because every individual today can go to maybe social media, for want of a better word, or probably have their graphics and branding done for cheaper than they could earlier, and probably produce videos and run them over the 200 Mbps internet that they have access to today that they did not have access to 2 years or 5 years back. And they're taking away your customers as you sit around with twiddling your thumbs and wondering, how to improve your sales, sitting in your little cubby hole and waiting for the word of mouth to come in. Okay, not a good strategy. You'll go out of business. Batch processing will bring the price down over a period of time, which is why if you see relative to income growth, which has improved 20 times, 20 times in the last 5 to 8 years, the price of products and services are not grown, which gives a lot more disposable income to a customer today than they did back in 2000, than they did back in 1980. Compare the price rise, the salary rise from your parents to you, it has increased almost like 100 times or probably more, even 1,000 times. And the price of products and services increased only 5 times, 10 times, something like that. So a lot more disposable income. Why? Because increased batch processing has reduced the effective rate of every product and service on the market. Okay. That's what people like Steve Jobs and Bill Gates counted on when they said, I'm going to build a computer so small and so affordable that every desk will have a computer, not only in the office but also in the home. In times when a computer used to cost $1 million and would fill up an entire room, right? Batch processing. The second thing is product packaging. You want to get more profit. You say, I'm going to increase the overall price, then my competitor is going to charge lower, and they're going to take away all the customers anyway. So what you do is something called product packaging. Product packaging. All successful products today which have competition in the market are sold as a package. Okay, you think about health services. Okay, you can compare doctors depending on the consultation rates, but when you throw in the annual health package and we'll do 40 tests and do your thyroid and cholesterol and sugar, and then we'll throw in the diet plan, etc., then across the whole product portfolio, the profit remains constant. Okay, think about insurance services. Why don't people just come and tell you, we have, you want to book yourself for a 50 lakh rupee cover, it'll cost 15,000 rupees a year. That's it. If you want to book yourself for a 50 lakh rupee cover, it'll cost you 15,000 rupees a year. But why do they charge you 50,000? They say, hey man, you can also get your money back. So there is another component in there which is basically going straight into mutual funds, on which the company makes a 2% brokerage every time they switch the trades, which you never come to know about because they never send you a letter every time they do that, right? So they package it. They package the money back along with the insurance security, along with a bunch of lock-in, etc. And then they give you this beautiful picture, which can work for some people who don't want to apply their brains. Average customer says, that is it, I'm getting everything, I'll pay you 50 grand a year instead of 15, right? So you do product packaging across the entire portfolio of products, your profit will remain constant or may even increase. And the third thing, my friend, is total lifetime value. Total lifetime value. If you have a bunch of different products and services that help a customer solve one problem and one problem only, okay, a bunch of products and services that help a customer solve one problem and one problem only, you will quickly grow outside of your competition regardless of who's charging more, who's charging less. Think Apple again. Would you agree with me if I told you, me if I told you that regardless of whether you come 6 feet near an Apple Watch or an Apple iPhone or an Apple iMac or an iPad or whatever it is, whichever of their devices, you just try them once, or you borrow it from a friend, or somebody gifts you a device, or you buy one for yourself. If you buy even one of these devices today, in the next 5 years you would have spent a minimum of 3 lakh rupees with the same company again and again and again for the other devices. Why? Because they provide so much of value to the average consumer that once you get into the iCloud, you don't want to come back to Windows, you don't want to come back to Android and keep buying these devices, each of which is priced more than their counterparts in Android and Windows. But by the end of you getting into the Apple environment and becoming an Apple person, you would have spent 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs, 5 lakhs, over the total lifetime of your relationship, which could be many, many years, right? So that's the entry point. So if you get near an Apple device, which is why I'm scared, because I know I'm gonna do it, which is why I stay away from Apple. because I know the moment I start using the iPod, I'm going to want to get the iPhone. The moment I get the iPhone, I want to get the iPad, right? I don't want to, no holds barred. So the total lifetime value of a customer for Apple is roughly rupees 10 lakhs. Rupees 10 lakhs. Okay, compare that with Nokia, compare that with any Android device or any Windows device. Yeah, you guys buy one laptop on Windows, you're going to use it for 3 years, then probably you're going to get another one, you're going to use it for another 3 years. In 10 years, you will spend no more than 1.2 lakh rupees with Windows. Okay, but in 5 years you will spend up to maybe 6 lakh, 8 lakhs, 10 lakhs with Apple. Total lifetime value of the customer will increase if you're a better marketer. You get it into the hands of more people, you supply them with better needs, you launch more products and serve them better across a wider range on this planet. Your footprint, okay, your footprint is wider across this planet. You will be more valuable by virtue of the law of industry or the law of business, right? It's a universal law. People, it's not a one versus the other situation. Companies which charge more provide more value, guaranteed. Okay, guaranteed. Okay, so I hope this opened some windows in your brain which might have been closed and which might have some junk and some dimak in it. Yeah, some of you guys probably need some like a wake-up call. So I'm just kind of being very honest upfront for a short 5-7 minute video. What were your takeaways from this? What were your questions? Hit the comments below and let me know, and I'll be sure to answer them. If you want to send me an email, it's rajat@startupfrat.com. I'll be sure to answer your emails too. All right. So with that, I'll see you later, probably later during the weekend before the festival comes around, and then we will take it further. See you. Bye-bye.